this film will not be as divisive as The Last Jedi. It already is? Of course. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is the final chapter in the overarching Skywalker saga. Now, I'm not completely sure if it's final because that's what people thought in 1983 and in 2005. So we'll see. However, I would like for this to be the end of the episodic trilogies, even though it was quite a mixed bag. Let me start with what I do like. This film is stunning visually. From cinematography to the set design to the creature design, anything and everything visually just works. The score is also great, of course. You cannot go wrong with John Williams. And even a lot of performances were great for what they were given. And I'll get more into that later on. However, the most impressive thing is what they did for Carrie Fisher. There was very limited footage of Princess Leia, and the way they were able to stitch together a great arc for her in this film is really impressive. It honestly ended up being one of the best highlights of this film. I'm honestly fine with the overall trajectory of this film. It had a lot to do in 2.5 hours. It either should have been 4 hours or it should have been set up a movie or 2 movies ago, almost like if you were to use a plan. It really is the overall lack of guidance and vision for this trilogy that kind of messes up this film. It makes it feel rushed and messy. This is because J.J. Abrams really had to adjust heavily from The Last Jedi. The trajectories from The Last Jedi and from The Force Awakens are so different that it's impossible for this film to have tied it all together perfectly while still being the end of 9 whole movies. It's because of this that many characters that deserve the shine of the spotlight were just pushed to the side. The biggest example of this was Finn. At the beginning of the trilogy, he had so much potential with such an interesting story arc in The Force Awakens as this stormtrooper who turned from the First Order to the Resistance. But yet here we are at the end of the trilogy and he was just this sidekick. I also really like Oscar Isaac as Poe. It's just he kind of felt one-dimensional for most of the time due to the overwhelming amount of plot. Daisy really as Rey is such a great character and such a good performance. There was just a few things that they do with her character in this film that I just couldn't buy. Adam Driver as Kylo Ren honestly has the best arc in this film and in the overall trilogy, thus making him my favorite character. But even in this film, even though I was mostly satisfied with his storyline, it just felt a bit choppy at times. He needed room to breathe. Most of the dislikes I have with this film are fine. I can get over it for how such a fun ride it is. But there's one moment in particular that they build to and it is absolutely terrible. I hate this. I hate the lesson that it's kind of showing. And the fact that they didn't even stick with the moment. It happens and then something else happens as if the moment shouldn't have happened in the first place, which it shouldn't have. It's just a frustrating moment that shouldn't have happened. And it's going to make a lot of people happy. But I wanted to boo at the screen. Funny enough, I am on the side of liking this film, and it might be my favorite of the sequel trilogy. There's some great character moments all throughout this film that I absolutely love. I just wish they were able to do it more. And there were even 2 characters introduced in this film that I really adore. For example, the new droid Dio. He's so unique and so cute. I just wish we had more time with him. But the best new character in this film is Babu Frick. This character is quite something and, in my eyes, hilarious. I give The Rise of Skywalker a 7.5 out of 10. I'm a bit sad with how this trilogy came to be, as there was so much potential after The Force Awakens. But when you don't have a map to guide you, or even a vision, this is where you end up. And there's even some questions that this film alone raises, but doesn't answer. But I still highly suggest you watching this in the theater, as it's a great ride, and it has some of the best moments in Star Wars. So, if you've seen The Rise of Skywalker or plan to, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, you will like, comment, subscribe, and click right here to see more Yeti Films content. Thanks for watching, and I will write you later.